the Footy Show for season 1999, the last of the millennium. And what a big pre-season has been, and what a big year in football it is going to be. No doubt about it, and none better than right here on Channel 9. Well, it's the original and the best, and tonight we prove why, because we have got everything that opens and shuts in football. Just some of the guests tonight. Len Thompson will be in here going head-to-head with Sam Newman. We'll be speaking to John Elliot. Joseph Gutnick via... Somebody booed John Elliot up there. Give that person a prize. We'll be also speaking to Joseph Gutnick, not live, we spoke to him earlier today, but on satellite from New York. Gary Ablett, like you've never seen him before. You Idiot takes on a dog called Live and Kicking. Boy, is that a dog, and we're going to give it to you later on. Don't worry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Much, much more, but let's get into it right away. And welcome, a little bit out of sequence tonight in our brand new set, the man behind the bar, Mr. Trevor Marmalade. Yeah. Now, Trev, enjoy the applause because you're about to get the first bake of the year, OK?
Yes, indeed.
Now,
I've been waiting 6 months for this.
Always into me about the Magpies and all the rest of it, but your mob, North Melbourne, I'm sorry, or sorry, the Kangaroos, had Adelaide on toast halfway through the second term, then allowed them to win back-to-back premierships. Hang your head in shame.
Well, look, Ed, I think, I think we have to be pretty big about this, the people of Victoria. I think after Adelaide beat St Kilda in 97, sorry, I thought, well, everyone thought it was a fluke. And now that Adelaide have gone back-to-back, I think the people of Victoria have to admit now that that's 2 flukes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got plenty to get through tonight, so please put your hands together and welcome the one and only 300-game veteran from the Geelong Football Club, where he used to be favourite son. Don't know about that anymore. Tonight, please welcome John Sammy Newman. What is this all about?
Well, Len Thompson, he'll be in later. He's set the benchmark. He's going to draw for a medal. I reckon he's on to a winner here, mate. I'm going to wear the jumper. I don't know if any people want to buy this jumper after Saturday. The Victorian jumper going for a steal. Rings. We've got memorabilia. White boots here. These are going for a song.
How much are they going for?
They're going for a turn of the shoe.
Oh, okay.
And
what are the rings?
The rings are just expensive items I bought over the journey. And this is the very bumper bar, Ed. I lay under that for 2 or 3 hours 18 months ago. Stupidly, Ed. Stupidly, one night I answered a knock on the door. So that's going too.
What, are you selling the jumper?
Selling the jumper.
Give me a look at the jumper. I just want to make one quick correction to it, mate.
Oh, yes.
Don't do that.
Oh, your pardon. Oh, I'm sorry.
We've got the new sponsor here on the Footy Show.
We have too. Yeah. So that's it. So that'll be, we'll be taking bids or prices later on in the note. Eh?
OK, Sam Newman, ladies and gentlemen, give him a big round of applause.
Not a bad idea that we can flog it off while we can. I know you've had to go back. You've had to delve back a fair way for your trophies because most of your recent trophies have only cost you money.
I'm a bit worried actually, Trevor. I've spotted something over here actually.
What is it?
It's this is
that's for the future.
Packet of condoms.
Yeah, that's just insuring for the futures market.
Oh, the futures market. Okay,
yeah, that's right.
Okay. Yeah. I tell you what, a bit optimistic that market, I think. But anyway, let's move on now. Ladies and gentlemen, our first panel for season 1999. What an all-star cast it is too. One of the greatest players of all time from the Melbourne Football Club, Gary Lyon, the reigning Ansett Cup Premiership captain in Shane Crawford, and Big Bad Derm himself, Dermot Brereton. Give the boys a welcome. Great to see you, boss. Actually, Derm, I'll just take those rings away from you. Just Sam, you might need them again. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We did talk to Trevor at the top of the show, of course, but I think we should give him a big round of applause because during the summer, Trevor and his beautiful wife, Kerry, had their first baby. Trev, congratulations, mate.
Thank you so much.
Baby Olivia.
Thank you. Awesome, dude. We've had it all worked out. You know, it's hard thinking up names, Ed. That was probably the hardest part of it, thinking up the names.
And baby Olivia, of course?
Yes, because we were going, if it was a girl, Olivia Rose, and if it was a boy, Lightning Hanover. But it turned out to be a girl.
We've just rearranged the bar for you there, mate.
And have a look at that bottle of bourbon. How cute. It's only 6 years old. Yeah, isn't that beautiful?
Is that bourbon for the father or the mother or the baby?
Well, it depends. Depending what time of night it is. Do me know what it's like? Yeah, you're up in the middle of the night. Yeah, come on, come on. Come on!
Hey, you're not that nice after a while, Trev.
No. Well, mate, congratulations once again to
Thank you so
Kerry,
much,
and good luck to baby Olivia Marmalade.
Marmalade.
All right,
There's a handle.
What a show we've got. As I said, Joe Gutnick, John Elliot, and many, many more. Gary Ablett, like you've never seen him, all coming up on the show.
Big summer
Boys,
for you, Ed.
It has been a reasonable summer,
Did
Sam.
you miss anyone at all? Did you miss anyone? You've hosted the Commonwealth Games. You've snipped the bloke from Sydney, Ken Sutcliffe, for the Grand Prix. You're hosting the $1 million sale of the century.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
Yeah, you've taken over the presidency. You've taken the Republic. Is there anything you've missed at all? Can you keep going, mate?
Oh, mate, we're just going along nicely. It's good to be back in town. Trev, what do you reckon?
Mate, and congratulations too. I want to congratulate you. I think the New Year's Eve game, I think that's a fantastic initiative.
Yeah.
I think you should take it a step further though. I think we get 80,000 Carlton and Collingwood supporters inside the MCG, then we lock the gates. On New Year's Eve.
Then we burn it down.
It started already.
But that's only part one of the plan. That's only part one of the plan. Then about 3 a.m. we open the gates and we send one cab. Now that'd be a night to remember out the front, wouldn't
That
it?
would be a big night. Croft, congratulations to you, mate. You looked like you were gone there for a little while pre-season with a knee injury, then out you came and led your Hawks to a premiership. A fantastic effort to Shane Crawford, no doubt about it.
It's been a fantastic pre-season. We've changed our training around a little bit, and the guys have just been in fantastic form. So hopefully we can keep it up this week against Collingwood on Sunday, which would be great.
The Sunlamp kids, eh? It's going to be fantastic. Gary, things have been a little bit different down your neck of the woods. We've got Joe Gutnick on a little bit later on. Actually, Joe just ringing through from New York to make sure he's right. But, mate, how are the players taking it? You're the veteran, the senior man down there. I know Todd is the captain, but you're the senior man, and a few of the players have been, well, dobbed in by the president.
Yes, it would appear that's the case, Ed. We're not sure who those players are, but I think from a playing point of view, we can't worry about those things. We've got a very important game rolling up on Saturday, and that's the company line, Eddie, so I need to trot it out. And to be quite honest, it hasn't been a big issue amongst the players. It may be amongst the board and amongst the supporters, but from our point of view, roll on Saturday.
Trev, what do you reckon about it?
Well, it's pretty easy to rot the system, isn't it? Because as a football club, you can play, for instance, Gary Lyon 20 grand for playing in a forward pocket, and you can pay him 100 grand a year for picking up the balls after training. Isn't that part of how the rorting works there?
No idea.
Bordering on being pathetic, that statement, Gary. I mean, you can't be the captain. You can't be
He's not the captain.
I'm saying. I'm just saying. You can't be the captain of a side and preside over just blatant stupidity. 1 minute before the season kicks off and we're squabbling about who's going to be the president, what sort of lead is that to give to the people who follow that side of yours?
We're squabbling about what? Who's going to be the president?
Who's going to be the president? Who's on the board? Who is responsible for rorting the system?
I can only go on what I read in the paper, Sam, and there was unanimous support for the president from the board, and that's the only thing that the players have know about, an election or a challenge to the presidency.
Well, stay watching, mate, because we speak to your president a little bit later on. The interview obviously was recorded a bit earlier today because Joseph was leaving New York to go to Israel. And boy, has he got something to say about how tight the border. Anyway, Derm, we've been mates for about 15 years, pal, and I've always wanted to say this. You and me, Sunday MCG. It's on. Okay.
If only in the old way too. No, look, yeah, that'll be great on Sunday when Hawthorne and Collingwood go head-to-head in the, I suppose, a bit of a membership battle on the weekend.
Yes, indeed. And the two sides have come together, actually, in a sign of solidarity, Sam. And
let's not give it too much. That'll be the very minor round of the game.
It will be.
Minor game of the round. Yeah, very minor game of the round, that will be.
Yeah, don't get you... No, I won't even go for that one.
Very minor, Sam.
Yeah.
Hawthorne are only going for about their 18th win in a row. Very minor indeed.
All right, OK.
We haven't started the season yet, damn it.
It was still in a row, Sam, in case you hadn't noticed.
Well, let's live in the present. Let's not live in the past.
Trev?
Well, what are you trying to flog then?
I'll tell you, Sammy, you're one to talk about disarray at the club. You've thrown the cat amongst the pigeons down there at Geelong this week, haven't
He's
you?
thrown the cat amongst the cats.
Absolutely. I mean...
Oh, well, I tell you what, Trevor, I'll tell you this. We went to a fantastic function put on by Bill Brownless and the football club and the new committee, and 7 former players who just elected not to turn up to a fantastic night. All the captains there all the living captains, would there be anyone else there, were standing there for a fantastic photo, and 7 didn't turn up, and some of them, I don't reckon, had very good reasons. In fact, I reckon none of them had a good reason for not being there.
So 7 Geelong captains didn't turn up.
7.
Now, those 7 captains, were they all from the same season?
That was the Geelong Advertiser. Say sorry, Sam. We'll talk about that. There it is. Say sorry, Sam. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on. We've got a fantastic new Footy Show magazine. It is out and about at the moment. Get it from your newsstands. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on. Also coming up, as I said, John Elliot, Joe Gutnick, Lee Matthews, you idiot against live and kicking, Len Thompson and much, much more. That's the Footy Show. Let's start the season and get stuck in it. We'll be back right after this.
You know, my footy career is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. After I retired, my old friend Gary Lyon, he gave me the best present in the world. So that day, I decided to go for a little run. And as I ran past the MCG, I reflected on how far I'd run. From Dublin to Melbourne, I've always just kept running. On the odd occasion, I ran a bit too far. And sometimes, I even took the wrong turn. But just like my 244 consecutive games and these chocolates, once I started, I just couldn't stop.
So you just ran?
And as my mama always said, you've got to just put the past behind you before you can move on. I've crossed the world to play 12 years, 264 games, 19 finals, won 4 best and fairest, 2 night premierships, and a Brownlow medal. So just like that, my playing days are over. I'm pretty tired. Matter of fact, I'm bollocksed. Well, maybe one last lap.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one of the all-time greats, Mr. Jimmy Gutnick, Mr. Jim Stynes.
Thank you very much, there, Edward. As my mama used to say, she just told me to bloody well run. And I just forgot to stop.
As my mother used to say, being Irish as well, don't ever try an American accent. Jim, mate, what a fantastic career. We had a send-off for you, of course, in Ireland, which Croft played in the match over there where you played, of course, representing Australia. A fantastic send-off at Croke Park, but we do get to say goodbye to you this weekend. It must be a wonderful moment for you to be sent off in such magnificent way in an international in your own country and in an AFL senior game back here in your adopted country in Australia. What will the feeling be like for you?
Oh, look, I don't really know. A lot of people said it'll probably be a bit emotional and stuff, but oh, look, it's just going to be great to run out with the boys, knowing that you know, it is the end, and then to move on to other things. But I'm really looking forward to it, and you know, there'll be a big crowd there, and hopefully we can get off with a good win.
Now, Jim, are you actually missing the playing side of it? Some players just play as long as they can and actually don't miss it. Are you missing it?
Look, after I announced my retirement, yeah, there's a bit of a void there before Christmas, but now I'm sort of back in and doing a lot of other stuff, and yeah,
you went very nearly 10 years without missing a game. You held a world record. No one could get near you. Then you missed a game and then snatched it, mate. Did you just give up without really putting a hard effort in at the end there?
Oh, yeah. Definitely, yes. No, the body just said, you know, you've had enough and it's time to have a rest.
Did you think about perhaps going home to Ireland, Jimmer, and playing a couple of games with the Dubs?
I did, Gary, and I went back to Ireland at Christmas and I had a run and I got about, you know, 30 minutes into the game. I thought, no, the body just absolutely, you know, it passed, it just did itself, and I thought, no, I've got to get out of this and I've got to get back to Australia and just enjoy my retirement.
Jim, one final one, the Reach group that you're very involved in fact, one of the driving forces. How's that all going, and what can we do to help you?
Yeah, really well. We're running all sorts of courses and camps for all young people, and we're selling these pins and to raise a few bob for what we're doing. So anyone who's at the ground, at the game, yeah, Gary's got it on his lapel there, 244 pins. So if anyone wants to grab one of them from our leaders, he'll be there selling them, $5 each.
Good on you, Jim. Fantastic, mate. One final one, Doom.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, footy's a great melting pot. I mean, you've come over from Ireland and your background, and you've felt the need to, you know, give so much to the kids in the Reach, and yet you play alongside Gary Lyon, who wouldn't give him the steam off anything that he owns. So, I mean, you've actually come in together. How do you get to that stage where you want to give so much?
Look, I was just been very lucky as a kid. A lot of good role models. People sort of, you know, I was on a path to, you know, I was going to jail the way I was going. I sort of figured that there was a lot of things that people had, and I figured I had every right to have them as well. I just didn't pay for them, so I figured...
Take that stupid beard off.
I was going to say.
From there on, then I just figured, yeah, no, it's time to give something back.
And Jim, I was going to say, you've now taken on the role as racial vilification officer with the AFL as well, so that's going to be a very big task for you. We're talking to John Elliot a little bit later on, and interesting enough, just the pressures involved in football, and we've seen it over the years with our good friend Nicky Winmar. And tonight it is a very big football story, and that is the fact that Nicky Winmar was scheduled to be on the Footy show tonight. In fact, he's scheduled to be on in about 5 minutes. And we received phone calls tonight from Peter Jess, his player manager, and Gerard Shelley, his manager, and a guy who's looking after Nicky. And Nicky has...
Do you reckon he'll make it, Ed?
No, well, we believe that Nicky has disappeared, and the pressure... No, I'm not joking. He has disappeared, and it's... I mean, you must feel for the guy on the eve of his comeback to football with the Western Bulldogs. All the dramas of last year and the pressure of even just coming on for a bit of fun tonight has got to him.
Don't chastise him, Eddie. Eddie could turn up yet.
No, we're hoping he is. And
so has he said he's not coming, or he's just dropped out of sight?
He's dropped out. His management group are looking for him at the moment, literally, around town, and he's gone AWOL. So... Jim, these are the sort of things that you have to look at. You know, Nicky's a guy who's 33 years of age, over 200 games, who's seen it all before, and you know, there's a lot of pressure on people we don't realise in footy.
He might think it's tomorrow night, Ed.
Very good point, mate. Very good point. 2 minutes he's got, Ed.
He's got 2
minutes.
Keep your applause going for Jim Stynes. Let's hope Nicky turns up, because it'd be just a terrible way to start off his new career at the Western Bulldogs. All right, Nick, time's going. In the meantime, it is time for Sam's mailbag.
30 seconds, Eddie's got. He could be out there somewhere. Now, look, we checked this to see if this was fair dinkum, because we don't like to be set up. But apparently we spoke to the woman and she said this was a fair dinkum letter. This is from Dawn Fiffer, or Dawn Feeler, or FIFA, from Mount Gambier. Could you please refer this to Eddie? What are the statistics on knee injuries? That is,
Were the boys breastfed or bottle-fed as babies? I need to know this as I'm concerned as to how long I should breastfeed my son. Now, she claims, mind you...
The fact that her son's in the under-18 competition's a bit of a...
Mind you, that's right, his son's 23.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, you feed them until they start asking for it.
She said that was feeding him. She thinks there's something in the...
Well, that's the Adelaide Crows. What's it called? The...
Colostrum?
Colostrum. You're on the colostrum. And,
colostrum.
Yeah, and on the mother's milk. And they said it got them through the winter because of the colds and things that footballers get in the cold and in the wet conditions and training and the communal germs and the like. So there's a bit in that letter, Sam.
Yeah.
Trev.
Is that legal, colostrum?
It is.
It's fully legal, is it?
It is, apparently.
What is it exactly?
Mother's milk.
Mother's milk?
Yeah.
Any feeding mothers in tonight, Ed? We might have a bit of a guzzle. Might have a bit of a guzzle in the next break. Must be something in it. Hey, lactogen or something.
Yeah, something, whatever. Anyway.
Well, that's what's in your leg.
Well, Aussie Bodies have a product as well, which you can get. You can actually get it. Aussie Bodies have it. Do you ever go to Gary?
Yeah, I'm about to embark on a course myself, Sam. On the colostrum.
Well, we thought she was a dill, but she's
No,
obviously got
no,
She's
something
onto
going.
something.
Far
It
from
won't
it.
bother you though, Sam. Most of the ones you get, you haven't grown them yet.
Damn, hang on, it's half an hour till the adults only. We're still in general time. Still general. Keep going.
If you this is from...
We're going so well.
This is from Uthicka Smith.
Yeah.
Uthicka. She's from the Oshko-Craniosacral belt. And incidentally, Ed, I must publicly thank everyone who has asked about my condition and sent in remedies and salves and liniments and pills and suggestions. This is another one from Uthicka Smith. If you are looking... Well, how would you say that?
Uthicka Smith.
Yeah, and she's from that group I just said.
Yeah.
If you are still looking for something to help you recover from Bell's palsy, how am I looking tonight, Ed?
Yeah,
Seriously.
not too bad.
I'm looking
Not too bad.
a bit
Yeah.
fly
Which one's the
blind.
gammy eye?
You idiot. You might like to find a craniosacral therapist, as in my experience, Bell's palsy will respond to this gentle, non-invasive body work. Non-invasive seems hardly worth it. What would non-invasive mean, Ed? That they don't... No orifice is touched up, or...
It is still half an hour to go.
Now this is on
a very serious note.
This is a very serious note because we love this man, and this is true. This is from Nola. Corp. Is it Corp?
Cool. That would have been one I would have said, make sure you get this right, type it out.
I know,
Anyway.
yes. No, but it wouldn't matter if you typed it out, you still can read it. Just a short note to let you know your old sparring partner, Edward Fielding, the bomber barracker, passed away on the 4th of November last year at the young age of 104 years. He enjoyed his time on the Footy Show once you had him on for his 100th birthday. Just next to Timmy Watson here.
Pain in the neck.
What? What's that, Edward?
He said you're a pain in the neck.
Oh, you did say that. Thank you very much, Edward. That's
Oh, you're all talk.
That's a great effort following Essendon for 100 years. Do you think you'll stick with him?
Anyhow, that was him, and he's no longer with us. And his daughter, Ed, who's 92, she said he really had a lot of pleasure out of coming in and being part of the show.
And just on that note too, a number of greats from the AFL. Percy Bowyer, four-time premiership player at Collingwood, passed away earlier this year. Bill Scott, also Carlton rover Bert Butler, died in January at the age of 83, and Richmond Treasurer and Board member Keith Miller as well. So we remember some of the greats of football who have passed on over the summer. Cameos and a number of other things. We'll take a break. We'll come back with Cameos. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more on the Footy Show. Let's go, though, to the AFL ad, which has just been announced. It's an absolute ripper. Have a look at this, because we're just about to have a look at it. We'll go to the Cameos when we come back, Sam, because we're ready to go in a few moments' time with a big story. Here we go. Let's have a look at the AFL ad. We'll be back with more Footy Show after this.
Australia's most amazing spectacles? I'd like to see that.
Men who score every few minutes? I'd like to see that.
So you're supposed to sprint, bouncing a ball, shaped like this. How do you do that?
Australia launching men into space every few minutes. I'd like to see that. What was that?
Welcome back to the Footy Show, and I tell you what, it's a big game coming up this, I can tell you. Adelaide and, of course, the Western Bulldogs. What a beauty. They've had a couple of fantastic battles in preliminary finals in recent times, and Dermcroft and Gary, we mentioned Nicky Winmar before, and awful lot of pressure on Nicky, and you can half understand in his circumstances him freaking out a little bit tonight, but it's a tough one for him, isn't it?
A bit disappointing, I would have thought, probably from the Bulldog supporters' perspective. They would have loved to have seen him here on the eve of his first game in the club colours, and just to see what he got to say about being at a new club for the first time in 10 or 11 years. So I hope that it's not a sign that perhaps Nick might not be there on the weekend, but we wish him well.
There'll be no middle ground for him, though. It'll either be a real good game from him on the weekend or his mind's elsewhere. You know, maybe tonight it is, but or maybe he wants to just solidly focus on it. I can't see a mediocre game somewhere or other, either end of the scale for him.
He could be here, though.
He might turn up still, you think?
He could
Not now.
Just with that, Ed, there's a lot of pressure that goes on, and my brother is in that same situation. He wanted to get away from football, and he retired at the age of 21. So there's a lot of pressure that go on, and
there is.
probably Nicky's
There's a lot of pressure, and I nearly didn't turn up tonight. Seriously, I thought I cannot do it again.
Fair enough. Well, during the week, of course, Sam Newman did turn up. He went to the streets of Adelaide for Street Talk.
The with the Adelaide cruise, admiration of the nation, and the determination with the super Australia, with the Adelaide cruise.
Well, there we are. Well, I think we've found someone to open the Olympics. Introduce the show.
Welcome from West Lakes. I'm here today talking with Sam Newman, the doyen of Australian football.
Yeah.
Do you know what doyen means?
Do I know what doyen means?
Yes.
Oh, was this a sort of a grammar test, is it? What's that, mate?
Don't you find the Crows just suck? They suck. We're the power over here, mate. I hate the Crows.
Hang on now. Don't I find the Crows have got a sock?
Huh?
Got socks? Got a sock?
Oh, they got no balls, man.
We're moving along from not having socks. You look like the bloke out of Happy Gilmore.
I know that. Yeah, I get that all the time.
Do you?
Who's got socks?
Didn't you say don't the Crows have socks?
No, I said don't the Crows don't have any balls.
Stone's getting worse. Look at this. You've got none and he's got it all sort of puce-coloured. You ever seen the power play this year?
No, only on telly.
And what about the King?
The King?
Yeah.
Who's the King?
Malcolm.
Malcolm King? I don't know him.
Yeah, Malcolm King, that's right. Yeah, he's Don King's brother. What about the King? Do you think he can go 3 in a row?
What the f*** are you talking about?
Obviously well versed with the sporting prowess of Adelaide.
No. I don't know Malcolm King.
Malcolm King.
I don't know him.
You ever heard of Malcolm Blight?
Yes, I know Malcolm Blight.
Now, let's see
he's the coach of the Crows.
He's the King.
He's the King.
That'd be King Malcolm.
Yes.
Tell me this, madam.
Yes, Sam.
What's the
Pamela's
most
the name.
number of glasses you've ever had on your head at any one time? There's if you actually managed to straddle across the old box.
Only 2, Sam.
What is that?
Port Power?
Yeah.
I don't like Port Power.
Yeah, why not?
Because I've never liked Port, but the thing, get that away. But this, do you want something? Look.
The way you're going, madam, you should be playing for Port Power.
Yeah, the thing is...
You cut a swathe through the back line if you got yourself a bit of momentum up. Malcolm was who I was meaning, the King.
Yes.
Not Malcolm King, Malcolm Blight.
Malcolm Blight, the King. But he's got nothing to do with Port Power.
Well, look, I've got to get back to the planet Earth now. The plane's leaving in a minute. We're getting on the shuttle and we're going back to Earth.
changed, Ed. Not a lot's changed.
Not a lot's changed, and unfortunately for, well, everyone else bar the Adelaide Crows supporters, nothing changed either at the end of the season. They were magnificent again, the Adelaide Crows, and it gives me great pleasure now to cross live to Adelaide to the captain of the Adelaide Crows, who for the second year in a row accepted the Premiership Cup, and alongside him the man for the second year in a row who picked up the Norm Smith medal in Andrew McLeod. Let's welcome two of the all-time greats over there in Adelaide. Put your hands together, everybody. Mark Bickley.
Ed, how are you?
Go on, Trev. Give him a round of applause, mate. Go on. Now, Bix, what about that little baby singing The Pride of South Australia? Gee, they love it, don't they, over there in Adelaide?
They do. I'm trying to tutor my daughter to do the same, but she's just having trouble getting Dad out at the moment. So give her a few years.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that, Bix. I think the Social Security repossessed that child.
Now, Andrew, how big has Malcolm Blight become over there? I mean, can he get any bigger?
I don't think so. Between him and Mark Bickley, I think they've taken everything, and they're on everything, and they've got all the money as well.
Well, what about you, Andrew? What change to your lifestyle has it been, winning back-to-back Norm Smith medals, the first person to do so?
Nothing's changed my life at all. Everything's just going the same way it has been, and it's probably a little bit more attention through the media and stuff like that, but it hasn't changed me at all.
Andrew, would you say, is it fair to say that you almost mirror the Crows? I mean, your knee probably won't allow you to play 22 games in the centre of the ground going flat chat for 4 quarters a game. The Crows do the same. They just go in peaks and troughs and they ebb and flow. Come finals time, they get right up there, and that's when you play your best footy. Can we ever see you play 22 games of footy in the action zone, the heat of the battle all the time?
I suppose that's the good thing about our side is that we can share the load around and don't have to put too much pressure on each other, on just one person in particular. So it's probably the great thing we have about our side, that we're so adjustable and can play anywhere and just take the heat off. It's great.
Bix, we were talking a bit earlier about colostrum, the mother's milk, taking that. The Adelaide Crows were on it last year. Everybody on it, and is everyone still going on to it? Or do you take the Aussie bodies, or do you actually take the actual mother's milk?
No, Ed, we actually just trialled it. There was a trial that was being run in South Australia, and we just took part, and there was only 5 guys that did it for about a 3-month period. So it wasn't like the whole team was on it for the whole season. It was, I don't actually think it's mother's milk. I think it's
not father's milk.
No, it's from cows. When cows are calving, they produce
I said that
colostrum.
Yeah.
And,
I think you know what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Have a look at the teams. Jeez, I said that before even there. Anyway.
They have a whole bank of Sheilas there that they get them to express or something, and then they, what do they just sort of have them on standby?
Trev, what do you reckon?
The lads need some help, and then they just sort of do it.
That's always the conundrum at football park, isn't it? Is that a streaker or the drinks waiter?
Let's move away from that altogether. And let's have a look at the first teams for the year, and that, of course, are the Adelaide Crows, the defending champions, and the Western Bulldogs. A reminder here that except for Essendon and Carlton, who are playing tomorrow night, we have got squads of 26. So there you go. Have a look at them there, up on the screen. And, well, some new players there. Tell us a little bit about them, Bix. You haven't got a monitor in front of you, but Brian Binky from Port Adelaide Magpies. We've got Lucas Herbert there. We've got Burton. We've got Gallagher and Wintle. Who are these blokes?
You've made those names up.
Brian Binky's from the Port Adelaide Football Club. He kicked half a dozen goals in the grand final last year for Port, and he's a big, strong forward. Brett Burton's a tall, rangy type player who takes a big mark, so he'll be around the forward line. David Gallagher's a young Victorian guy from the Pran Dragons who's shown some excellent form in the pre-season and plays on a back flank. Lucas Herbert's a big ruckman, so he'll get an opportunity, no doubt, with Sean Wren not playing, and Darragh Wintle's a on-baller type. So there's sort of 5 guys all putting their hand up, and probably 2 or 3 will get a game.
Mark, it's good to see Darren Jarman in the side. I know he's been struggling with his fitness, but the coach has decided to go with him at full forward.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's been struggling with his fitness. He just came back after Christmas, probably not where he should have been, and took an extra couple of weeks longer than everyone else. So he played in the SANFL on the weekend and had 25 or 26 touches. So I'm sure he's going to be a handful for the player he lines up on this week, and he's pretty mercurial, as you know, and hopefully can bag a couple of goals for us.
OK, let's have a look at the Western Bulldogs, of course, and good to see that Nicky Winmar is there on centre wing, so let's hope he's there when the teams run out. It's Saturday night at Footy Park, of course. Plunkett is also in. It's Jim Plunkett. I saw him playing the under-18s a few years ago. Real fiery redhead too, and can go. Like the look of that young Jim Plunkett. And Contessa is a new player there for the Western Bulldogs as well. So good luck to those new young players coming into the Western Bulldogs side. Well, Andrew, tell us about it. A new season coming up. You must be very excited, mate.
Yeah, it is very exciting, and you know, we're looking forward to it.
Sorry. I thought I could hear Nicky Winmar's voice out there.
We just ran past the window.
Sorry.
Andrew, sorry, mate.
Sorry, mate.
No, yeah, we're looking forward to the season. You know, it's been a long summer, and I suppose you know, it's another challenge for us this year. So, you know, hopefully good things lie ahead for us.
OK, one-word selection.
Oh, we're up to that already. Western.
I don't know, but I think both sides will make the 8.
Bulldogs were killing Bulldogs were killing each other in their own practice match on the weekend. I'd go for them at this point.
Yes, Bulldogs at this stage.
We'll take a break. Oh, Trev, sorry, quick.
Sorry, I was about to say, Croft's a bit like Roberto Benigni. He used all his English in the first segment.
We'll be back. To the Footy Show. The last 4 times St Kilda have met the Brisbane Lions at the Gabba, the home side have won, so it's a big trip going up north, particularly for Nathan Burke, who's taken over the captaincy of the St Kilda football side in his 250th game. He'll meet a new coach of the Brisbane Lions, who you're about to meet right now. Of course, he's one of the most decorated players in the history of the game, a former Collingwood Premiership coach, Lee Matthews, and Michael Voss join us on the line. Great to see you both. Well, Lee, gee, all the years you played and, of course, 10 years of coaching at Collingwood, how does it feel getting ready to go for round 1 in a new season as a coach?
Well, it feels very good this week, Ed. We've only been back on the Gabba this week after the Queensland cricket team folded up, of course, on Monday, which made us pretty happy because we got on here Monday night and just saying to Voss, it makes you feel like you're at an elite football club when you're back on your home venue rather than you summer training arena. So, yeah, things are feeling pretty good this week.
Vossi, you've had a horror run with the injuries, another injury over the summer, but you are playing not with the senior team this week, but you're back in footy this week, which is a great step forward for you. Good luck and congratulations. How are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good, actually. As late as last week, I sort of didn't know really what way I was going to go with the leg, but this week it's responded really well and not having any problems with it, so we'll take the next step with playing and see how that goes and hopefully lace up the following week.
Lee, as a new player up there, have you been able to ascertain whether the fact that the Lions finished 16th last year has had any effect on the interest in footy up there in Brisbane, or is it still strong? Has it been reflected in membership sales, for instance?
Yeah, I think the interest is pretty strong. Actually, you get pleasantly surprised, I must say, of the interest in the community just out at shops and wherever you are. There's a great knowledge that the Lions exist and Australian rules is sort of strong and vibrant. Don't get much in the papers, I've got to tell you, but apart from that, I think the community is very interested. Well, we got 16,000 to the Ansett Cup game against Carlton, and the stadium, I think, was virtually only half open. So certainly there's a core of people up here who are keen to come and watch us play. And as long as we're a bit of success on the field, I think they'll continue to come and get good numbers.
Now, Lee, you didn't by any chance get caught in Cyclone Vance, did you? The hair's left you, mate. It's got appreciably thinner. Is that just attrition or because of the heat up there?
You can just imagine what it is once the game started. It's the pre-season training I've graded from the tension.
Barney, obviously no one can afford to lose any players to injury during the year, but I just noticed when Hawthorne played Brisbane in the Ansett Cup competition, you seemed relatively short. Is that something you have to address over time, or is it in fact true? Because on the night you seemed undermanned height-wise as a team.
No, I don't think so, Dermot. Not really. I mean, that particular night, of course, Alistair Lynch didn't play. Yep. I think Trent Bartlett didn't play. Dion Scott didn't play. A few of the blokes who can play a bit taller for us. No, I think actually certainly the Alistair Lynch and Vossi won't get on the field this week. They're pretty close. But apart from that, I think we've probably got the best side on the field against St Kilda than we've been able to field in the
5 or 6 weeks of the pre-season. So at least I think we're on the up in that regard.
Brisbane won last year by 1 point. Of course, Stuart Lowe, a controversial kick off the ground. Let's have a look at the Brisbane side straight away. And, well, have a look at it there. It's another squad. Vossi, while we're looking at the team, how's the new coach going?
I better say the right things, stand right beside me. Give me one of his famous left hooks. But no, going very well. We've had a great preparation so far, and we've over the pre-season, over the summer period, he's definitely implemented a lot of new things, and the players have responded accordingly. So all we've got to do is put it out into practice and hopefully win a few games.
Well, Michael, were you old enough to see him actually belt anyone? He didn't miss many.
Yes, I did see a few games.
Yep.
Being a Carlton supporter, Carlton and Hawthorne used to have some very good battles. So, yeah, I did see Lee play numerous times.
And, of course, you beat Carlton by 59 points in the Ansett Cup before losing by 23 to Hawthorne. Here's the St Kilda side. Some new players there. Saints finished 6th last year. New coach, and good luck to the former Footy Show's very own Tim Watson. Tony Francis, a new recruit. Pura Milk, a new sponsorship. And one of their directors, Danny Richard Cameron, a good mate of ours at the Footy Show, a new baby today, Sam Cameron. So there you go. There you go, the new boys on the side for St Kilda. A bit disappointing for them, but boy, the pressure on the Saints this year.
It'll be interesting to see how Tim goes, obviously, coming in with no apprenticeship as such. So they bowed out in pretty disappointing circumstances in the final. So I think we'll be watching it for lots of reasons.
Yeah, you coached pretty well, Timmy Watson, got numbers to the back line. Just one last one to go through with you, Barney. Lepich to the back line, was that just a learning experience, or is that something to be ongoing?
Oh, I think it might be ongoing for the time being. I guess nothing's all that permanent, but just, no, it wasn't just to help him as a forward. I think it will help him as a forward if he ever goes back there, but just for the moment, I thought it was a pretty important area of the ground, and we thought maybe he was the best candidate to try and strengthen us in that true fullback position. And in the main, over the pre-season, he's done a pretty good job for a guy who hasn't played back a great deal.
Vossi and Lee, thanks very much for joining us tonight. Vossi, looking forward to seeing you back on the ground. Lee, great to have you back in footy, mate.
Thanks, Ed.
And good to have you on a good channel too. Thanks, mate. Quick tips. We'll talk more about the Saints next week.
Brisbane.
St Kilda.
I'll go St Kilda round one.
Yeah. If you're impressed with Tim getting numbers to the back line, Dermot, that's
He's
enough.
done it very well.
Oh, that's enough for me, mate. Brisbane.
There you go. No, Brisbane, OK.
No, St Kilda,
St
sorry,
Kilda
St
for
Kilda.
Sam. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll be going head-to-head with the man who's selling his Brownlow medal in Len Thompson. Also, we'll be speaking to John Elliot about a number of things, including his comments in recent times about Aboriginals and a number of other issues as well. That's next on The Footy Show. Len Thompson, stick with us right here on The Footy Show.
Okay, boys, I figured out a way to get round the salary cap. I want you all to start smoking, so when you each give up, you'll all get $1 million. Now, Brownie, that means you. I want you to start on 100 a day. At Whitnall, I'm putting you on the camels. And here's your new mascot. I call him Mr. Puff Puff. No oranges today. Take a suck on these witty rags.
There's no doubt about it. He is the longest-serving president of any club in the AFL, and they love him down at Optus Oval. He's been in the heat of action in recent weeks, apart from making some big announcements about Millennium Games and the like. But he joins us now from a Liberal Party meeting all the way up there in Shepparton. And John Elliot, Gary Lyons has lifted his head there, his old stomping ground up there. John Elliot, the president of the Carlton Football Club, joins us now. John, welcome back to the Footy Show, mate. Great to have you there.
Thanks, Eddie.
Now, mate, are you going to give up the Gaspers?
Well, I think I might. Yeah, there looks like somebody wants to contribute some money to Carlton and other charities, and I probably need a bit myself. So they've offered me $250,000, so I've counted with $1 million, and then at least I'll take the frown off John Lill's face, and
You're not going to buck the system, are you, when you get to the MCG and just...
Oh, you're back, are you? You're back. Don't you talk to me about causing trouble, God. You poor old Geelong, they need all the help they can get, and all you want to do is cause controversy down there.
I know you'd be staggered to know, but Nicky Winmore hasn't turned up.
Oh, hasn't he?
No.
Oh, I see.
He was meant to be on.
That's a bit of a surprise to me. Is he going to play on Saturday?
Yes, he is. He's been selected on the wing for the Western Bulldogs there,
Good.
John. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Trev.
Well, come on, John, I'm counting on you, mate. Now we're going to play all the games of the Optus Oval and all the smokers can go stand outside.
Well, I tell you what, now it's important to know they've trebled the number of people that are going to be working at the ground at half-time. This is true. I hope the AFL clubs aren't paying for this, to look after the 40% of the people who go to the football and smoke. There'll be a melee outside. They're all going to be going in and out of the ground.
John, will you light up tomorrow night at the MCG or will we go outside?
Who's that?
That'd be Gary Lyon.
Oh, g'day, Gary.
How are you?
Oh, well, I think you
Don't worry about who we are, just answer.
Nobody will notice me in a crowd of 85,000, will they?
John, it's been a very big summer for you, mate. Now, you're playing Essendon. They've had some salary cap problems and you've got, well, a bit of a retrospective proposition to put the AFL, I understand.
Well, I did raise it with Ron Evans that it seems to me that their salary cap problems are such that really they had players outside the cap. They should return the 1993 flag and it should appropriately go to Carlton, who played in that grand final. John, it seems only fair. It's proper retribution, I think.
Well, John, I tend to agree with you, given the fact that we can do these retrospective things, because that bloke Harms was 10 rows back in '79, and we want our premiership back. Trev.
Proposition.
Well, actually, Eddie...
Sorry, John, I think Eddie must be on the homemade cigarettes with that proposition.
Quite agree.
You ever had a go at the chuffers, Jack?
No,
Never had a go at the potting mixture, mate?
No, never. Never, Sam. Never.
Never?
No.
G'day, John. Shane Crawford here. I play with Hawthorne. Actually,
Yeah, Shane, we want to recruit you. We reckon you're on bad time.
No worries. Speak to Craig Kelly, he's my manager. But how's Shepparton going? What are you doing up there?
Shepparton's good. If I turn to the side, you'll see the big sign. I've just been doing a speech for the Liberal Party, and they're very interested in the football, Eddie. There's even 2 Collingwood supporters out of 400 up here.
No, all right, John. It's all right turning to the side. If you turn your head to the side, you won't see anything. But sorry, John.
John, you told a bunch of accountants that the PM was boring. Now, to a bunch of accountants, that might be a selling point.
Now, wait a minute. Get it right. I said he was a shade boring.
Oh, a shade boring.
I didn't know the press were there, and then I went on and said he's doing a mighty job.
He's as shade as bad shit.
Now, John, you and Eddie have formed a new union. You've started to band together now. This is amazing. The president of Collingwood, the president of Carlton, together now whinging about the Victorian clubs getting a bad deal.
That's exactly right, and it's a pity you didn't join with us too, Sam. I think you've almost become an Adelaide supporter since they've won 2 flags. I think it's right. It is fair to say that we think the new structure for the VFL is good. All the Melbourne presidents met yesterday. And the only thing is there's not enough money to make it all work. And if they're going to put all this money into northern football, which we're all in favour of to develop the game in the north, it's very important they don't throw the baby out of the bathwater and make sure that the state that produces over 50% of all draftees into AFL football is strongly supported, and we Melbourne clubs have got to band together.
And how's Eddie handling it? Have you and he decided that David Shaw should get the flick, or what's happening with him?
No, Eddie and I aren't like that. David Shaw played 248 games, and, you know...
Well, what do you think about that?
Well, I just... my political view, my political correctness would say, Sam, that we'll leave it to the AFL Commission and the inquiry. But I think David Shaw's been a great footballer, a great president, and done a good job on the commission.
How's Eddie been at the meetings? So how is he handling
Well, he was a bit quiet there for a while, but all of a sudden he's found his voice, and but he's still very politically correct. And every time we talk about Channel 7, you know, doing the football, he puts his hand up and says 9.
He's going on there next week. He's going on talking footy next week. I've got his new jacket here.
I've got to be careful these days, John, because people say that I've got a conflict of interest. So I am going on Channel 7 next week. I've just got the new jacket.
Well, you had a good practice today, Eddie. The 500 club lunch.
I don't think they'll have any problem with this jacket at Channel 7 on Talking Footy on Monday night, will they? That's all right. John, the Blues, your coach was pretty crook over the summer, David Parkin. Is he all right and ready to go?
He's fighting fit and ready to go. I had lunch with him this week. I think the Carlton side will be strengthened. I mean, it's as though Hickmott will be back. We've got Ange Christou back. They're like 2 new recruits. I think a lot of our players matured towards the end of last season. And Essendon beat us twice by a goal or less last year. So it's a big game tomorrow night, and I just say to all Carlton supporters, be there, because beware of the Blues in '99.
No. I thought it was Jack Little there, not Jack Elliott. Be there this Saturday night. John, thanks for coming out. John's in the middle of giving a speech up there in Shepparton. We really appreciate it, mate, and we'll talk to you soon next week about the VFL competition. But John Elliot, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, John. For the Bomber fans, of course, a big night tomorrow night because Gary O'Donnell gets a farewell too. Of course, these days he's the right-hand man to Lee Matthews at Brisbane. A lot of people thought it was pretty harsh the way that Gary O'Donnell, one of the great servants of the Bombers, went out without a lap of honour. He will get that tomorrow night, so good enough reason for the Bombers to get there. And this match might in fact be for the 1993 Premiership Cup. Let's have a look at the 2 teams, and these are the Fairningham teams. A couple of new players there for the Bombers, and we've got Johnson on a halfback flank and McVeigh, who they've been talking about at Essendon all week. He has got in the side on a wing, so good luck to those 2 young players for the Essendon side. Mark McVeigh from the New South Wales ACT Rams, and of course Johnson is Mark Johnson off the Essendon rookie list. Good luck to them both. The Bombers last year finished 8th out in the qualifying final, and it's actually 50th anniversary of the round 1 match where John Coleman in 1949 kicked 12 goals on debut. So they'll be looking for something pretty special from maybe those 2 debutants. The Carlton side, Backwell and Thompson are the 2 young players coming into the side there for the first time with Carlton. We wish them all the very best. Brett Backwell is from West Brisbane, and Thompson also is from Brisbane as well. So a handy little rover type too is young Thompson. Good luck to them both, boys. How are the Bombers going to go?
Oh, look, I think they'll probably win. I think if Carlton are to win the game, Silvani probably needs to play up the forward half, but with Hurd and Alessio and Lloyd and those types of blokes, they can't afford to. So I think Essendon might win, Shane.
Yeah, both sides look very strong, so I've really got no idea who's going to win.
Keep the Bombers forward line in check, and I think Carlton can do that, and I'm tipping Carlton to get up in this one.
Sam, last year the 2 teams, Essendon won on both occasions by a total of 7 points, so it's been pretty tight, the Bombers and the Blues.
Been very tight, Ed, and very good goal-to-goal line of Essendon's, but I am agreeing with you, Dermot. I think Carlton will win the game. I think they're getting numbers to the back line, mate, and I think something will happen because of that.
All right,
I'm going to look out for that.
Let's take a break. Right after this break, Len Thompson is our special guest right here on The Footy Show. Welcome back to The Footy Show, and of course, well, what a controversial day it was today when we picked up the Herald Sun, and there on the front page was the news that Len Thompson, the 1972 Brownlow medalist from Collingwood, a 5-time Copeland Trophy winner, in fact the most decorated player at the Collingwood Football Club in individual honours. Obviously, unfortunately, Len didn't play in a premiership side for the Maggies, has decided to sell all his memorabilia and his football awards. It's caused a stir in the football world, caused a stir here too, Sam.
It did too, Ed.
Yep.
It was a great stir.
Well, we had lunch with him yesterday.
Well, I was going to ask him that. We did have lunch, and we paid for that, and that preempted the fact that Rod let that go perhaps a fraction earlier than he wanted to.
Well done to Rod Nicholson, who broke the story today. But let's welcome the man himself, who has stepped forward to, well, face the music tonight on The Footy Show, the one and only great former Collingwood, South Melbourne and Fitzroy player, Len Thompson. Tomo. Go on, mate.
There's the bill for a start, mate. Very happy to
Sam,
pay.
I did get a surprise that the money actually came out of your pocket.
Well, that's right. Incidentally, are we paying for you to be here tonight?
Is that a bonus? That's happening, is it?
I don't know. Are we?
We're paying for lunch, anyway.
We're paying for lunch, yeah.
And what a lunch.
It was a lunch, Ed.
Tomo, let's get into the actual reason why we're here. We saw at a media conference today, all your memorabilia, that microphone going beautifully there, Sam.
I'm sorry about that. Was that me there?
It was, yes. But
sorry about
Tomo, how hard a decision and why?
Well, the decision took a few years. I've been thinking about it. I met a fella through friendship, Michael Ludgrove, who's the sports memorabilia man at Christie's, and it was a process of just thinking about it and watching for years all this stuff in bags, in ceilings, under stairs, under houses, in garages, and at some stage, most of it, not under lock and key, and it was in garage. And I started to see the variation from just a lot of stuff in boxes, which no one looked at, to seeing it as Michael's business is memorabilia, and we do know how big a business it is in other countries.
At the end of the day, you're always the 1972 Brownlow medalist, and you're always a 5-time Copeland Trophy winner. So, as far as you're concerned, you reckon the memories are enough for you and for your family, and these things that you can realise, make some cash, and help your kids along? Is that the thought?
Yes, I hopefully don't think they've got a bottle that big enough of whiteout where they can just put it through all those lines and do something like that. But one thing I'm hoping to add to the auction now that I saw Sam come in the opening is that sock he had down his pants.
That wasn't a sock.
I'm sure we'll get something there.
That wasn't a sock, mate. That is worth more money than your medals. Now, listen. now, Len.
It's paid more money.
I see in the... I wouldn't start that if I was it.
Worth more money cut off.
I saw in the paper that Christie's reckon 500,000 might be what they could get for all your memorabilia and the medal. Not bad, making 500 grand.
Oh, speaking of the socks.
500 grand out of a club you detest.
John, are you talking about the captains not turning up at the Geelong dinner now?
I'm talking about you and Collingwood.
Collingwood, well, that's history, isn't it? We haven't got on. It was probably one of the years, one of the motivating factors. This is the 30th year that we haven't, since that money thing.
Yeah,
it caused a bit of a disruption at the time. Pardon?
You can hold a grudge. 30 years,
that's not bad, is it?
I was going to say, Tom, I mean, is there a problem with Collingwood now? I mean, I must admit, I was 4 when that happened. There's been a fair bit of water under the bridge
Have
since
a look at
then.
the water in his head. What now, Len? That's the first thing I do with the money, mate. I get personally trained. That is disgraceful. You're sweating like a pig.
That's all right, he's under pressure.
You told me that yesterday, and I ended up having something that was cooked in fat.
We told you that yesterday. You didn't believe us when we...
Tom, I'll get back to the question. Is there a problem still, as far as you're concerned, with the Collingwood Football Club, or people still there?
The supporters, the members, everyone in that area of the Collingwood Football Club treat me like a king. They're just fantastic. Anytime I go there, as you know, I work with the ABC. Anytime I go there, they just treat me wonderfully well. I don't feel easy, and it's probably these days more to do with me. I don't feel comfortable in a sort of management area. It's not any... All the people are different, John. I know that's what you're going to say. I could see it.
No,
I watched it 30 years ago, and I'm still watching it. But it's a different circumstance. I'm just happy to be where I am.
Listen,
away from it.
30 years ago, you held the club to ransom.
30 years ago,
30 years
I asked
ago
for a better deal.
Yeah, and you said you wouldn't play unless you and Des Tuddenham got...
Well, you said you wouldn't play unless they gave you white boots.
Well, it's a far cry from standing out of the game and dismantling the club. You were the king player, and you stood out with Des Tuddenham for $7,000 because they wouldn't pay you, and you're still holding it against them.
John,
now what is that? Sam, can I ask you why you're holding the top in your hand?
Did you do any research?
Pardon?
Did you do any research? We asked for a better deal, John, at that time, and it went into a 6-month absolute fight of problems, which didn't really deserve what happened. It was badly handled on both sides. No, I'm not saying Collingwood had a situation where they finally forced us to come in and say, now you tell us what you want. And by that stage, I'd looked at a house out in Doncaster when it was a new suburb, and there was this old display home. It was 20,000, new, old as in being closed up display home, $20,000. I said, that'll do me. $4,000 a year for 5 years, 22 to 27. I thought, that's good. I didn't give tax any thought at the time. So I went there and I sat at the table and I said, I want a house. Charlie Utting who was a champion of the late 40s and 50s, he went, I can't exactly use the words, but he went back and he rocked forward with these words coming out, and his false teeth split out of the thing, onto the table, bounced across the table, and then, oh, well, we'll worry. It was about that. And like, that's where it lost itself. It sort of just got off the rails.
Tomo, tough for you doing this, obviously. Yesterday over lunch you came and you mentioned to us that the business that you've been involved in, not as a principal, but as a person working alongside people, has wound up, further exacerbating problems for you. Is this a tough... I mean, how tough is it for you to be here tonight? I mean, obviously you're perspiring, but that's not just because of this, but...
it's because I'm going to get a personal trainer.
Yeah, but mate, how tough is it for you? I mean, a man of your tremendous pride and stature, physically and in the community as a footballer, is it a tough one for you?
No, yesterday was a shock, and it's not finalised totally yet. There could be some, but that doesn't matter. There's a lot of other companies in the stockbroking, John. There's companies. The managing director of the company's been in it for many, many years. He has decided that he might take another path, and if that's the case, that's an option that may happen. But there are a lot of other companies, and I'll talk to other companies and start working those companies.
Tomo, I reckon fantastic. I mean, if your trinkets are locked away at home and only the inside of a shoebox sees them, dual-edged sword. You know, you get a bit out of it, and the people who purchase them and where they put them on display, everybody gets to see them. But do you think by mere fact that you're actually putting them up for sale, not my opinion, I haven't made my opinion yet, but sort of, do you think it demeans what you've stood for at the club?
No, I don't think... people might think that, Dermot, and that's... everyone thinks differently. How I thought when I was 20 and how I think now at 51, I believe now that I can look back in my life, I changed every 5 years. I think most of us do, and we change our thoughts. And there was an important thing at one stage, like the greatest thrill in my life really wasn't winning the 1972 Brownlow medal. It was probably winning the 5th Copeland Trophy, where I didn't think they'd let me pass Bob Rose, who is commonly known as the Collingwood all-time hero, who had won 4.
Would you like to see somebody purchase it? Obviously, you get a quid and then donate it to the football club for a display at Collingwood, or are you that against? I mean, if you flick the club, I mean, obviously you've been involved with the club in recent times. You're involved in the Vital
wonderful dinner,
the dinner and Vital deal at Collingwood a couple of years ago. Has that made it uneasy for you? I mean, is that something that's made it uneasy for you that you're involved in that deal and it obviously caused pain?
None of that. None of that's had any effect, and I don't mind. We had a lovely function the other week, which I was invited to. I get treated by the management of the Collingwood Football Club. But all I'm saying it is that in those inner circles of the club, I don't feel comfortable. And there are things, John, that have gone on where I don't think at times over the years they've made tough and hard decisions to be competitive and be successful.
Trev?
Yeah, I've got some advice for anyone that was thinking of buying the medal. Is to dye hair blonde to catch the auctioneer's eye.
One final one, Sam.
There's a couple of things here, Sam. Go on.
Well, who helped you? Did you make this decision? You've got your... Is she still your wife or your ex-wife?
No.
Well, I'm just asking. You've got your ex-wife Susan, who I know personally, and your son Lachlan down here, one of your sons. Did they...
Got a lot of talent too.
Well, don't worry about his talent. His phone went off while Ed was introducing the show, his mobile phone.
Well, I did say talent, Sam. You should be... He's 15, so he knows the age group.
Susan and you discussed this, did you? About putting the medal up?
It was discussed with everyone close to me, Sam, which is all my children.
Down about 100.
All my children, and well, except my eldest, but all my children and their mothers, and it was a decision that they went along with on the basis that if you're happy with.
Does sound a bit funny there, but Len, one before we go. Today, story came out in the Herald Sun. We spoke to you yesterday. What happened, mate? We wanted the story tonight.
Well, I think that, Eddie, you know something as well as I do in your thing there. I'm working with Rod Nicholson in writing a book, which is coming out in conjunction with the auction. Rod has been very close in the circumstances, and loyalty is a very strong point of mine, and it sticks close, and he was right in amongst it, and we had to do it that way. And Ed, before we go, I know that you're going to be happy because number one at Collingwood now, I have got lot 1 from Christie's here.
What a company.
So you can sign it at some stage in the next break. It is my proxy form, signed, I think, on the 28th of October, giving it to you for President of Collingwood Football Club.
Thank you very much, Len.
Now I'd like you to sign it so we can make it issue 1. And Sam, so we can get you involved too into the auction. I have got the Christie's November auction of this painting here, which is the one that Sam bought for some substantial amounts of dollars, Sam. So if we can get you to sign that, I'm sure we can make something out of that as far as the auction's concerned.
Yes, that's a Jeffrey Smart as opposed to a Leonard Stupid.
Crawford, one last one before we go.
Yeah, you played against Sam many times. What was he like?
Yeah, go on. A bloody whinger. we talked about it yesterday at lunch. We used to go up to the centre bounce, and I learnt my football from his master, and one of the greatest, if not the greatest ruckman of all time, John Nichols, and he from Polly Farmer. And one of the things they taught you is understand your advantages and use it to understand what your opponent's strong point is and work yours to beat his. Anyway, mine was height. John had this bit of a leap. So, and they had no white line then, so I just used to go around and stand beside him. And the umpire would be coming up to bounce the ball, and Sam said, "This isn't fair. This isn't fair. Have a look. You shouldn't be allowed to do this. Now, don't you bounce it until you sort him out."
Private school coming out of here. Not fair.
Tomo,
Commonly known as shepherding this.
regardless, mate, of what anybody might say, very brave decision. We wish you all the best. And may I say, at Collingwood, where you are a legend of the club, you're always welcome. If you think there are circles there, I can tell you there are no circles there who hold you but in the highest regard.
Terrific.
Len
Thank
Thompson.
you, appreciate it.
Right? Tomo, time to talk about the Maggies, mate. I've been waiting for this all night.
Now, you'll appreciate this, Len. Just before we talk about the Maggies and the Hawks... Who? Well, who they're playing?
No, they're playing
Ed, I don't think I'm big enough to tell you this. I mean, you've consumed everything. He's consumed everything, Len. And we've got some people far better qualified than me just to tell you what they think of you.
Oh, yeah?
What's going on here?
How do we solve a problem like Maguire? How do we stop him talking about the pies? Hardball gets and snaps are his obsession. A tap on the desk, a flick of the pen, a smile. How do we solve a problem like Maguire? How do we stop him talking about the pies? He's president of the club, the team he's always loved. But to make them win, he'll have to bring back Dacos. How do we solve a problem like Maguire? How do we stop him talking about the pies?
Well, the simple answer is you can't. And let's get into the Maggies. Right off the top, Collingwood versus Hawthorne at the MCG on Sunday. Last year, the Maggies had their worst ever year, finishing in 14th place. Great to see two young players in there. Davis, of course, who is the son of Craig Davis, coming into the Magpie side. And Venables, who's in there as well, amongst a team of 26, I think, that are out there at the moment. It's going to be a big game against Dermott's mob, the Hawks. And Crawford, of course, the reigning Ansett Cup premiership. Now, Colliker is the new player there for the Hawthorne side, who finished one spot above Collingwood last year in 13th spot. But in the two occasions the Magpies played the Hawks, Collingwood won by a combined total of 125 points.
Yeah, hanging the head on that one.
We had some very disappointing days against Collingwood last year. They beat us in the first round, but hopefully we can turn it all around. We've got a lot of good talent, and training's been really good, so hopefully we can go in really positive.
I was just checking out that. Is Sav playing? How's his knee, Ed? You're president of the club. How's his knee?
No, I'm not the coach.
But everything goes through. You do pull a few moves occasionally.
Not at all. Severio, he's right. He's got tendonitis in his knee. He's only had a bit of practice match last week. No pressure, but we'll be playing.
And you've also given up the ghost already, actually recruiting soccer coaches as well.
Terry Venables is there.
On the bench for it. No, look, this will be a good game. I reckon I'll be honest with you, I think Collingwood have a great year off the ground. I think they'll struggle on, but I reckon the first 5 weeks of the year, Collingwood will be a hard team to beat, a really hard team to beat, while the grounds are pretty solid. Pretty hard.
Cameron Venables, the young player there for Collingwood. Trev?
Well, I think you're right on the money there, Dean, because I've had a lot of people come up to me over the summer and go, well, what's Eddie going to be like as president? And I say, look, you know, I've spoken to him about it and I think the club will be really well run. You'll still be crap, but you'll be well run.
A tip, boys?
I can't help you, Eddie, unfortunately. I think Hawthorne were just so impressive during that pre-season, and a couple of weeks off they would have freshened up nicely, and I think they might give your boys a spanking, Ed.
I don't know about a spanking, Ed, but it's going to be a very tough game and hopefully we can do very well.
Oh, it's the only one you've tipped.
I didn't even tip it, Sam.
Yeah, look, it will be close, but I think the Hawks will get up. And just quickly too, Ed, with the membership challenge on the weekend, yourself and myself, shortly after 12 o'clock on Sunday, we're getting along to Gate 6, and what it is Hawthorne members and Collingwood members. Eddie, as president of Collingwood, has been very kind.
You as a player of both.
Yeah. We're actually saying who can get the most memberships on the day. Whoever does that wins the membership challenge. And you go into the draw if you buy a membership on the day to win the match footy. So it'll be a great one. We'll have all the scores of Hawthorne's massive win.
Pathetic.
Tomo?
God, stone me. Is there any more schemes you can come up with?
I've got a few. No, we're doing
Make a trophy for
What
it.
I want to know, Len, is will you be going to the game? Will you be going with Susan? She's still a fair piece, to be honest. Still a fair piece. What, will you be taking her along?
Very intelligent. No, I am going to the game. I'm doing an interview with the ABC, as a matter of fact. So, but if you're going to ask me anything about the game, I'll try and be half sensible.
Pretty known I'll hear it then, Tomo.
That you would...
She's threatened me. She went dead.
Yeah.
Just security.
I think it'll be decided on the two big fellas, Salmon and Monkhurst. And I think...
Quick tip, we're going to run out of time.
Yeah, I'm going to Hawthorne, Ed.
All right, yeah, well, as you would. Trev?
Now, Ed, have to ask you, mate, what's going on with Victoria Park? A bit of a family day last weekend, and is the ground going to come up, is the question. Have a look at that. The joint looks like an unploughed cow paddock, which probably means it's ready. But that's a good effort, Ed. You've managed to get the families back to the club. It's just the team has to go somewhere else now.
That's all right. What about this? Train at Optus Oval tonight too. We're taking over Carlton. It's fantastic. But no, the ground will be right in a couple of weeks' time for the game against the West Coast Eagles, even though the AFL are trying to put a bit of pressure to try and move the ground. Collingwood will be playing round 3, West Coast Eagles at Victoria Park.
Shut up, Ed.
We'll take...
Strike me.
Who's next? We'll come back and tell you. We've got the Mark of the Summer coming up. We've got some cameos. Gary Ablett, like you've never seen him before, and much more to still go in the last half hour of the first edition of the Footy Show. Len Thompson! Summer in footy. Congratulations there to everyone in the footy community who have had a big summer there, a lot of new arrivals. Trev, it's also been a big summer for somebody very close to all of us here on the Footy Show.
Yes, indeed. While the footy season ended, the great dog, the mighty You Idiot, was taking on rivals all around the country. Since our last show, he had 25 runs for 7 wins. Here he is at Sandown, greeting the judge. And what a good boy he is. And yeah, 7 wins, 2 seconds and 5 thirds from the 25 runs, and culminating in the big run on the 6th of January at Sandown when he took on a dog called Live and Kicking. Now, let's pick up the race here. You Idiot is out of box 8, the pink, and Live and Kicking, the blue, out of box 4.
There's going to be a clear leader at the post, about 2 lengths in front. Hero over on the inside, followed by Live and Kicking. Going to the tail, there is Adventurous, going to the back straight, and You Idiot the leader. By 4 lengths.
We're bolting in.
Second, 8 lengths away, then Jane Daddy is third. They were followed by adventurous lad. Over the outside, live and kicking, got a check, and then came Blue Edition, followed by Von Steinberg. But Elliott swings right out in front over Hero and Elliott. And Huey in the separate brilliant with about 6 or 8 for second is Hero. And third is Elliott, and a big gap down to Blue Edition, followed by Von Steinberg.
Yes, indeed. And You Idiot finished just a measly 24.5 lengths in front of Live and Kicking on that occasion.
And it has been a very, very big summer for You Idiot, Trev.
It has been, Sammy, because you know that he had his toe amputated after his first loss. Well, there has been a reward in the offing over the summer after his good performances. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
And the full story there, and of course, you remember we had the side bet with the boys from Live and Kicking, and the winning dog got to make the loser his bitch.
Anything on the way?
We have got good news. In 2 weeks' time, we will be handing out the cigars here because You Idiot's becoming a dad.
Must have frightened the life out of him when we amputated his toe.
I bet she's hoping that the pups are good.
Yeah, the pups want to be winners. Take the lot off.
Melbourne versus Richmond. Let's have a look at the sides. Gary, Longmuir and Lamb. Who are these young fellas who come into the Melbourne side who take on the Tigers Saturday MCG at 2:10? Melbourne have won 6 of their past 9 games against Richmond at the MCG.
Yeah, well, young Chris Lamb's our first draft pick from Wodonga. He's a Murray Bushrangers boy, plays the key position back and looks like a 10-year player in the making. And Troy Longmuir played a couple of games last year in his debut year from Perth, and just a real desperate, hard-at footy player, and he'll play most of the games this year, I would have thought. So, a couple of good pickups for us.
Let's have a look at the Tigers. Have another go. Oh no, I'm going to. Hopefully he's not playing this weekend. Dragicevic. Yeah, I'm sorry for struggling with that. But Derm, last time these two teams met, Melbourne defeated Richmond 133 to 57 when Richmond needed to win to make the 8. So do you reckon they've watched this game over the summer?
Yeah, look, they had a bit to play for that time, didn't they? But look, Melbourne aren't happy, you would think, upstairs. They're all right out on the ground. The players are having a go. But Richmond, I mean, over summer, if a few bad things go against Richmond, I don't think it'll all be, what do you call it? Strawberries and cream. Well, Campbell, he wanted to go, and he ended up staying. Prescott, who all the players wanted to stay, and he ends up going. So apparently, just within the team, there's a little bit of disharmony. I'm saying Melbourne have it above the players, Richmond have it within the team. So
how would you know that? How would you know this disharmony? We pay him to know that. Well, what is? You've been down there asking, have you?
I made it up, Sam. that is what I have heard. Now I can't say it's hard and fast, and it's a very reliable source, but I just did make it up a little bit. But you would think that is the case. And don't forget, it is a
they got numbers to their
from a very good
backline?
source.
Did they get numbers to their backline over the practice games, mate?
Didn't see that much of them. They went out pretty quick.
You've seen nothing. You've made the whole thing up.
I did not make that up.
Don't forget that this man is the new host of the Sunday Footy Show, and Derm, good luck for that on Sunday as well. But that's
that man too.
And Gary Lyon.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
You're out of a job, Croft.
Sam, all mucking around aside, that's a very good point that Dermot makes. Disharmony in a side, what can it do to a team?
Well, what can it do to a team? It can knacker it, Ed. It can sweep through it like a virus. And I don't know why you asked me that, but I think that Richmond will actually account for Melbourne. I'm not sure about Melbourne this year, Gary. Not sure about Melbourne this year.
Oh, that worries me greatly, Sam.
Well, if there's disharmony with the Tigers on the ground, get set to listen to this one with Joe Gutnick, who we spoke to, Sam and I, this morning, who was in New York. He's flying at the moment to Israel. He'll be over there until about round 3. Of course, during the week, some of the heavies met here at Channel 9. Ian Johnson, the Managing Director of Channel 9, is the Vice President of the Melbourne Football Club, and Bill Guest, and 2 other committee members. Joe Gutnick, of course, has come out over the weekend and said he doesn't trust his board. So we put a few questions to Joe Gutnick via satellite this morning, and he was pretty forthright as usual. Have things been resolved, or are you still looking for heads down there at Melbourne?
I think there's been just some odd individual stirring, and it's been a bit over-exaggerated, the whole situation. The board is rallied behind the decision that's been made to have an independent inquiry into the breaches that took place at Melbourne. And now the important thing is to focus on the football.
Now, Joseph, you've said some fairly inflammatory things about some of the board members. Are you bemused that they waited till you were in New York to hold this meeting?
First of all, don't believe everything you read in the press.
Well, most of it's been you.
Well, most of it's been exaggerated and not necessarily reflecting exactly what I've said and taken out of context. However, there are some agitators, and I've expressed my views very bluntly.
My information are that there are two in particular. Are they Mark Rothfield and Bill Balcombe?
I've refused to mention names, both in regards to breaches and both in regards to directors that are agitating, and until this inquiry is complete, I wouldn't like to mention anybody.
You will be looking for a few of the dissenters when you get back and when the Michael Easy report comes in next month?
Well, it depends what the Michael Easy report says, and it also depends on what our own inquiry finds. And then if I have to take action, or the board, together with the board, will take action.
Did you get the feeling that the meeting was held to try and roll you, and you in fact called their bluff by saying you'd go to the members on it?
If anyone wants to try and roll me, then I'm ready to take them on. But I don't feel that there's, what I'm getting back here in New York is that there isn't anybody who's trying to roll me. If they are, let them come up and speak up.
Joseph, what about Cameron Schwab, your executive director, your chief executive officer rather? He has been implied in the salary cap affair. Will he go, or has there been a very strong discussion with Cameron? My understanding is that you were quite keen to actually offload Cameron Schwab, and in fact that was only the fact that you found out the football department and maybe coteries would revolt that kept his job at the moment. Is that fair and accurate, and has he got a future at the Melbourne Football Club?
That's totally false and misleading. I have not in any way said that Cameron has to leave. Whoever, and I don't talk about any types of, any individuals until this Michael Easy report is complete, until our own independent investigation is complete.
Now, Joseph, should the balloon go up and we had to dip into the piggy bank to pay some fines, who would actually pay them?
Firstly, the fact that it was a voluntary disclosure, I'm confident that the Commission and the AFL will be lenient in regards to Melbourne, and the numbers that are talked about in the papers are exaggerated.
Joseph, I would jump in there and say I'd argue that some of the other clubs would be saying that it was very nice of you to disclose it, but does that matter at the end of the day? Already we've seen Damien Drum, the coach of Fremantle, come out and say, yeah, it's all very well to disclose it, but you've got Jeff White. I mean, do you think that you are going to get that much leniency?
Jeff White was not involved in any of the breaches in regards to the us taking on Jeff White. There was no breaches.
You wouldn't have got Jeff. You wouldn't have got Jeff White though if you had have been true with your salary cap at that stage, because you would have been over it. So that's what they're saying. That Damien Drum is having a real go last week, saying that Jeff White wouldn't have been on the agenda had you been truthful with your salary cap at that stage.
I've read his comments. He doesn't know what he's talking about, and it's up to the AFL to make, and the Commission to make those decisions, not John Elliot and not Damien Drum. Everyone seems to have opinions, and this is something for the Commission to decide, not other coaches or other presidents of other clubs.
There you go. Joseph Gutnick. Joseph also mentioned a little bit later in that interview, and you can see the entire interview on the Footy Show website on footyshow.com.au. Also went on to say, Gary, that he had tipped in so far $2 million and was ahead of schedule on his payments to the club, $2 million out of his own pocket to the Melbourne Football Club. But he also said that he will not pay the fine, even though he put the club in. He said, no, I will not be paying.
Oh, well, I wouldn't expect he'd have to. I wouldn't have thought that when he committed himself to the footy club that he envisaged having to cough up for fines, if that's what's going to happen. But to be perfectly honest, all the players will be sitting at home watching that. There's no doubt about it. And there's very little, with all due respect, and I'm not meaning it in a derogatory term, I had absolutely no interest in what was said then at all. That's irrelevant to what we're about as far as this weekend goes, and that is so far removed from us.
Thanks for not being derogatory, Gary.
What?
Thanks for not being derogatory.
I'm not saying I had no interest in what Joseph said, but the fact is, what he was saying has got absolutely no bearing on what we do on the weekend.
You're downstairs, they're upstairs.
Correct.
Well, we'll take a break. When we come back, the mark of the summer. That's next on The Footy Show.
And here we go, over the summer. Of course, we haven't got any entries because it's the first show, but here's a mark from Anthony Rocker. Over the summer. There he is, taking a big grab in the pressure situation of a scratch match. Ed. There we go. And also, you might remember from last year... From the... you might remember from last year this piece of vision. Got the coach's speech happening here.
Come on, right. Cast your mind back to the beginning of that quarter. Cast your mind back and see what a little bit of pressure, a little bit of chasing, and a bit of endeavour for the bloody football does. Yes. That's right. You've done exactly everything we asked of one another for that quarter. Everything. The whole lot. We didn't want to give too much away and we wanted to score and we did both. We did both, fellas, for sake. We're in it. Fucking we are. Now listen to me. You listen to my Jesus, you listen like you've never ever listened before in your life. Right. One quarter. You got a bit of breeze. Every time you pick the football up, you'll either handball somebody's there, or you'll kick it as long as you can. Come on! And the runners will run to the ball. Come on! Guys, you must score first! I'm not asking, I'm not telling you. For Christ's sake, I'm pleading with you. I want your effort. I want yes. I want everything you've got. And if you're prepared to give me that in the club, mate, you can win the game!
See, inspirational stuff there, three-quarter time, and the team went on to be beaten by 32 goals. As an adjunct to Footy Legends this year, we're also looking for not only the great highlights from your local competitions, but also the great coaches' speeches from quarter time or three-quarter time, and send those into us. And the following prize is up for grab. Of course, PO Box 800 Richmond 3181 for your entries, and this fabulous prize, Ed.
Yes, well, Trevor. The magnificent Holden SS could be yours if we vote your video as the winner of the Almost Footy Legends. You'll drive away in a sensational Holden SS Commodore valued at $44,000. The SS Commodore features a massive V8 engine teamed with a 5-speed manual transmission, anti-lock braking, sports suspension, alloy wheels, airbags, fog lamps, and we promise it'll be put together by Holden experts. The SS Commodore, if a car can have it, it's got it.
Yeah. So send in the highlights. There we go, eh?
Thanks, Rhett. Oh, magnificent Holden car too. Did I mention Holden? Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Holden. Yeah. Beautiful car, the Holden. And Trev, by the way, of course, a lot of great three-quarter time, quarter time speeches in the grand finals from last year. So if you've got them, send them in. You've got a chance to drive away in the world's best car, a Holden. Let's now move on to Geelong and the Kangaroos. Yeah. Ooh, it's going to be a big one. Are they fired up at Geelong after Sam gave them a spray? Sam, the new player at Geelong, tell us about him being a former captain.
Oh, yeah, OK. What's his name? Wojcicki. He's got a name that's almost impossible to pronounce, Ed.
David Wojcicki from the Gippsland Power. Good luck to young David, who's in the Geelong side. And, of course, Cardinia Park has been renamed Shell Stadium. There you go. Put that in your Holden.
Wojcicki.
What do you think of the Cats, boys?
Oh, look, I think to make the 8, I reckon they maybe would have had to pick that 1 or 2 more, but they'll be relying on players from within to improve. Mooney's a good pick-up for them, can play key position. Barry Stone will be important, and Gary Hocking, who will take over the captaincy role, good luck to him.
They finished 12th last year. The Cats, of course, North finished in second spot, now known as the Kangaroos, playing games up in Sydney this year. Trev, do you know much about the young guys here, Lang and Rawlings? Anything there to report?
Both recent draftees, Ed, so it'd be interesting to get a look at these boys.
Yes,
and good to see Scotty Welch there at full forward. They've been predicting big things with this boy for a couple of years.
Brody Rawlings from the Tassie Mariners, Adam Lang from Sturt. Good luck to those guys if they, in fact, get a game with the Northerners, who haven't won a home and away game against Geelong since 1996. Of course, they have won 2 finals since though. Tip.
Geelong go fairly well against North Eds, so I think they might go pretty well on the weekend.
Brady Rawlins too, he's younger brother of Hawthorne player Jade Rawlins. But I thought Geelong would have been the team to climb the ladder the most positions this year, but Colbert injury has hurt them to start off with. They needed that impetus to get going. North, too strong.
Sam, 2 more captains there.
Yes,
for
2 more.
Colby out, and of course Buddha back in.
Yes, and good, fantastic bloke and great player. And he was there at the function on Saturday night, Ed. And
The woman wrote in 3,000 letter.
3,000 word letter.
Word letter to the Geelong Advertiser, and among other things said, I was a gifted, talented human being with wit and charm to spare. That's it there.
She did say that.
3,000 words. They were the only 3 good ones. And I think the Kangaroos, unfortunately, will beat Geelong.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll show you Gary Ablett, who the Cats wish was still at full forward, like you've never seen him before. That's next on The Footy Show. Welcome back to The Footy Show. Early on, we were going to Cameos. Now we're there.
No.
Time for... Sam?
Sorry, Ed. I just thought Nicky Winmar turned up.
No.
No, I could hear him out there, I think. Now, Cameos, Ed. Very, very interesting, the Cameos.
Yep.
First off, a couple of cheeks that have seen a tad firmer days.
Who is this?
Look, to Gary Newman, our director upstairs, I don't know if I'm throwing a panic, Gary. Can you rewind that? We need to have another look. And,
the most embarrassed I've ever.
And the reason why we had to drop the Cameos back was we had to wait till after 9:30. Have a look at that. Where was that, dude?
Yeah.
They had their head on it.
Can we just move on? Yeah. It was in Japan for some reason, I don't know. I don't know.
Trev?
You're on the footy trip, Dermot.
Yeah.
A rare shot of you without your pants on.
Yeah, move on.
Yeah. Now, this is where we got the idea. This is where we got the idea for Sam's mailbag. Have a look at this.
OK, this week's letter comes from Gavin O'Brien of America, who writes, Dear Gary, where do you usually go for your holidays each year?
What about that shirt?
Not bad.
And finally, the greatest man of all time, almost, Gary Ablett, just doing something different.
Looking there. We're going to get a new one in there.
Australia through to the finals, eh?
Magnificent. Geez, Gary Ablett. What about that? The big hook. Beautiful.
Good shot. I'm tipping he won't chase still, though.
Let's go to the... You're a hard man. Let's go to... If you've got a cameo, if you've seen Newman on an end-of-season trip, send it into the Footy Show on this address. It's Cameos, Post Office... This address coming. Cameos, Post Office Box 800, Richmond 3121. Good to see you in Year 6. We've still got it going beautifully. Post Office Box 800, Richmond,
laugh.
Victoria 3121. Also, we've got a new competition. You can become a Footy Show supporter. Somebody's watch is going on. Who's going off over here?
that?
Watch. It means we should be off. We've still got a segment to go. All right. 6 copies of the Footy Show magazine are yours. Priority access to the Footy Show audience, which is fantastic to get in because there's a waiting list for about 10 years. Members only pricing for Footy Show merchandise, etc., etc. Plus, you get into the exclusive Footy Show tipping competition with over $150,000 cash to be won. All you got to do is get on that line, 1900 121 131. Membership's $30. And you get all those magnificent prizes. So there you go, 199 121 131. Let's go to the next game. It is Sydney versus Port Adelaide. Let's have a look at the Sydney Swans now, who finished in 5th position. Of course, big plugger, ready to go in season 1999 to make his assault on Gordon Coventry's record. Let's have a look at the new players there for the Sydney Swans. And we've got Campbell, Simpson, Fitzgerald, Bolton and Goods into the side there for the Sydney Swans. Paul Kelly still a little bit away, of course, but hopefully we'll be back reasonably shortly too. So bad luck, of course, for Dale Lewis, who's out for a long time with that wrist injury. Sydney have defeated Adelaide on all 3 occasions at Footy Park, so there's a bit of a turn-up. Port Adelaide have won 3 and drawn 1, so they've got a bit of form over there. See how they go against Port Adelaide. Let's have a look at the lineup now for the Port Adelaide side with some new players there, French and Polton. Mark Williams is the new player coming in, new coach coming in, runner-up in the Ansett Cup, and there's a lot of good judges saying Port Adelaide might be their year.
Being coached very well. They're doing exceptionally well at the moment under Mark Williams. They're running around pretty well. A bit disappointing in the grand final. Don't hold that against them. I'm I'm tending to think, you guys, that this time of the year, home ground advantage is really all you go with form, because they're pretty evenly matched, I reckon.
Yeah, I really thought they were terrific through the Ansett Cup, and disappointing against you guys, Shane, in the grand final, but they showed enough for me to suggest that they'll be pushing for a final 8 spot.
Yeah, I think they're going to be the big improvers this year. No doubt they'll be pushing to make the 8 and even the final 4, Sam, so how about that?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. No, they managed to get a lot of numbers up to their back line. I think they'll be in very, very good stead this year.
Who's going to win?
Who's playing it? I've lost track. Honestly, I've been distracted by that out there. What has happened?
Sydney and Port Adelaide.
I think, where is it?
It's at the SCG on
I
Sunday.
think Sydney. Even though they've got a lot of numbers up back.
They do it. They do, actually.
Everyone does these days, too.
There you go. All right, well, we're all over the place during all that. Let's have a deep breath and a chance for you to give some money to 2 great causes. The first one is Jimmy Stynes' Reach Youth. There's the number on the screen. People are waiting on the line now if you want to donate to Reach. 1300 368 244, 1300 368 244. And if you have a look at this, this is a motor neuron disease badge. Derm, you've got the cornflower on your lapel.
There.
And Sam's got one as well.
I've got one.
You can buy them all during the week. It is Motor Neurone Disease Awareness Week, 21 to 27 of March. We'll take a break. When we come back, the last segment for the 1999 opening show of the Footy Show. Footy Show, the final segment of the night, and we're going west for the Derby, as they like to say in WA. It's Fremantle versus the West Coast Eagles. Plenty of drama.
Sorry I'm late, mate. I'm sorry. Sorry. Well, this is as close as we could get. He's not here. Don asked me some questions about the Western Bulldogs. I know everything. I know all the players. I thought they'd be delighted, the Western Bulldogs fans, to see.
Fremantle play the West Coast Eagles. Subiaco on Sunday. Let's quickly... Oh, shit. There you go, Fremantle. They've got the new coach there, Damien Drum, who's already had dramas with Joe Gutnick. It's on for young and old now between Fremantle and Melbourne, the traditional rivals of football. Modra is at full forward. Prescott is a new recruit too from Richmond, who's caused all sorts of internal dramas, according to Dermot Brereton down at Tigerland. West Coast have defeated Fremantle on all occasions. That's 8 times by an average of 42 points. The West Coast have won 7 out of 12 games in Perth in '98. However, they have had their own dramas, the West Coast Eagles, with the president walking out, the chief executive now at Geelong, of course, Brian Cook, and a few dramas over there at the moment. But isn't it good to see that the Eagles have decided to fix up their media policy? They sent over a list of 38 for us to choose from tonight. So there you go, make up your own team and ring the Eagles and complain. Who's going to win, Gary?
I think West Coast will keep their unbeaten record intact, Eddie. And don't forget, on Sunday morning at 11 o'clock, one of the great highlights of my life, I get to ride side saddle with the great Dermot Brereton and the new Footy Show.
Very good. I think I'll go with the West Coast, Ed.
Yeah, look, Fremantle, ever a chance, but that won't happen. West Coast Eagles.
Nicky?
I think we can beat the Crows, man. I know they're playing well and they're the premiers, but I think we can kick butt.
Good idea, mate. Sam, thanks very much for being there. Trev, before we go.
Yes, thanks, Ed. I just wanted to dedicate tonight's show to a mate of mine who passed away a couple of weeks ago, Dougie Chamberlain. We grew up together, we were great mates, and I just wanted to send my regards to Deb and the 4 kids. Hope you're well. Our thoughts are with you.
Good on you, mate. Yeah, Trev. Our sentiments with Trev and his friends. We'll see you next Wednesday night at 8:30 for the Footy Show. Yeah!
This has been a presentation of Nine's Wide World of Sports.
The Footy Show is brought to you by Holden.